welcome to the Narrowboat with James Bill. Hope you're well, thanks for joining me. Well, as I said, I painted last night and got all this kind of the first coat of the undercoat done on this, and it's brightened the place up a bit. It's really nice. Obviously I need to put in some filler in all the holes, but I'm not going to do that just yet until all the electrics are done, and I can just make sure it's all, I don't need to take any panels off ever again. Well, not for the foreseeable anyway. Now I've painted it, I can draw my attention to this area here today, which is going to transform into a wardrobe come storage area come shelving bit here kind of thing. I've got no idea what it's going to look like or anything else like that yet. I did have all these sketches and stuff, but I'm just going to kind of make it up as I go along, I reckon. And then I want to line the bow kind of day bed thing. I've got some 18mm ply which I'm going to treat and then lay that down on top, and I just really want to get an idea for the clearance on it, but I think from looking at it now it's going to look fine. I got some really nice comments yesterday about the curve, so thanks for all of that, but it's an optical illusion. From this height and the height I showed you, it does work. From it, the line is kind of perfect. From this height, it's not. It goes up, then down, and then up, then down, like that. Obviously it's exaggerated. And when you look down from the galley, there's a real kind of incline there. It's way too acute. From here you can barely see it, but from down there it's really quite noticeable. So I'm gonna have to do a bit more work on this to get it right, but anyway, it is what it is for the time being. I'm going to leave it for the moment and concentrate on this, do that. I've also got to go I've got to go shopping for tonight's dinner, and then I've got to put in my comms mast and see if I can get my 4G and stuff working, but I have a feeling I need to get myself a SIM card for that, so I'm going to double check all that, but I've got a bit of time in order to do that. So I'm going to crack on with this. Okay, so the first thing I needed to do was to create a bulkhead wall which separates the bed from the wardrobe. Obviously this side of the wardrobe already has a wall, but I needed to make another one to kind of occupy this space here and then all of this space here. And the tricky thing is to get the line of the ceiling. I want it to kind of come to there. It's going to be about here, and then it's going to be a straight drop down. So to shape that to the ceiling is not that straightforward. I guess I could mirror that angle there, but I'm just going to offer it up. So I need to trim some of the side so it fits in snug against that wall there. And then obviously the sides. I'm thinking though of using the multi-tool and kind of doing it in situ and kind of nudging it back, taking a bit off, nudging it back until it fits in place. Yeah, I think that would be the way to do it. Lots of you showed interest in this tool on yesterday's video, so the multi-tool is really good. I can't recommend it high enough. When I got the boat and I realised what I was about to do, there's a few things I knew that I needed. One was some props and some supports. The other thing was a decent multi-tool, and the other thing was a separate drill and screwdriver, because the changing of bits and stuff, it's just, you're forever doing it, you're forever changing the bits over, and you know, when you've got a panel or a few panels with hundreds of screws to do, it's just it just doesn't work doing it like that. Well, it does, but it just takes forever. Right, so what I need to do now is mark out and get it in this line here first. So along here I'm going to mark out the cut I need to do so it slides in through that CLS. You can get a whole variety of blades for these. I've got an Narrowboat blade on this. The DeWalt ones actually I find blunt and quicker than the Narrowboat, but they're all kind of universal. And you can get crescent ones, or these are called the plunge, or a plunge blade. I find these work for pretty much everything because you can really get a decent angle on it. I find the radius ones blunt quite quickly as well. Slides in properly now. Yeah, that'll work, I think. Is it just a bit too... Yeah, that's fine. I wanted it to be a nice, kind of nice tight flush fit there at the top, and I think I've got that. Yeah, that's all right. Right, okay. Yeah, it's not a very big wardrobe, but it's technically a walk-in wardrobe, so that's fairly luxurious. I guess the thing about walk-in wardrobes is that they tend to have space for you and the clothes, whereas this has literally just got a space for me. But it's all right. Could be a bedroom for one of the kids. Could hang in a bag. Right, let's have a cup of tea. Well, I'm doing a series of eating brioche toast and marmalade this morning, and I'm going to spend most of the day eating because tonight my supper has been chosen by Fred Fish. He was the first person to comment on yesterday's video with a page number. On one hand, I'm glad it's not the bloody fried eel, but page 14 is salmon in the pot, right? Which, okay, I don't mind salmon. It says, in times gone by, salmon was an inexpensive fish, readily available for most people, including boaters. Obviously, we were the poorest, especially if they're working near a river like the Severn. Okay, fair enough. So it's salmon steaks. You can do it on the hob. That's fine. But the recipe just sounds bloody awful. I mean, I'm a man of my word, so I'm gonna cook this and eat it. But basically, I've got to put it all in a casserole dish with some sliced onion and carrots and vinegar, which I'm going at this. Bring to the boil and boil for 3 minutes, and then remove from the heat immediately. Lift the salmon steaks out of the pan and place to strain over the hot liquid with lemon juice. Fair enough, I can deal with all this. Cover and allow to cool, fine. When cold, transfer each salmon steak to an individual bed of crispy lettuce and surround with spoonfuls of the vegetable mixture and watery broth. I mean, it sounds crap. A cold bit of salmon which has been boiled for 3 minutes with basically some warmed up onion and carrot and vinegar. Oh no, 6 to 8 slices of cucumber. I'm sorry, it is going to be delicious after all. Anyway, Fred Fish did say though that when he looked on the recipe, when he looked on the comments, there was already someone there that had mentioned page 16, which is lockkeeper's casserole, which the sound of it sounds much nicer, except it's made with 4 to 6 joints of rabbit. I've checked the galley. I don't think I've got any rabbit in. And I don't think it's as readily available round here as salmon. So anyway, as I said, I'm a man of my word, so I'm going to have the salmon in the pot. So cheers, Fred. Thanks to you, I am having a cold salmon dish tonight on a bed of lettuce. You'll have to forgive me, it's not particularly spacious in here, but I've put on 2 battens down here at the same height as the bed, and that is going to be for, again, more storage boxes under there. I'm going to put a piece of timber across here to create a base. Oh god, my hands look filthy. To create a base under here, and then there's going to be a back wall up here to create the back of the wardrobe. There is going to be 2 drawers, or maybe 1 big drawer, which will be accessed from here. So I might do a cutaway of there, or get rid of it, or do something like that. Anyway, back into here. And then this bit up here on the other side of that will be shelves, and obviously the light will occupy the space to illuminate the shelves. So yeah, that's kind of how it is at the moment. Right, thanks to Pete and Dawn's internet breaking, I've had to stop my fun and get back to work. So I've had to cut this out, and this is now the base of this bit in here, hopefully. Yeah, needs to be trimmed a little bit at the back. Good, right. Well, that should take the weight of my shoes. Bear in mind, I've only got 3. Not 3 shoes, 3 pairs. Before you say anything. Right, now I need a back piece of the wardrobe, and for that I also want it out of 18mm ply, not just because it's currently out and easier to get, but because I want the back of it to have a bit of rigidity. I don't like wardrobes with floppy backs. I find that irritating. Happy days. Right, I'll have to come back to that because I need to go to the shops and get food for dinner. Well, here's the recipe for tonight. This is the bit which looks crap. When cold, transfer each salmon steak onto an individual bed of crispy lettuce. Salmon, right, I should be all right to get that. Onion fine, carrot fine. Peppercorns, I've only got ground pepper, so that's not really going to work, but sod it, that's what we'll do. I've actually got some slices of cucumber, so that's brilliant. That'll really make the day. Vinegar, I don't know if that's like malt vinegar or vinegar or what. I don't know what there is. I think in the garage up the road there's some like sachets of malt vinegar, but that might not be the right one. This is gonna go wrong, I feel. Oh, there we go. No, can't do it. Okay, this is getting harder and harder to show you now because there's literally no room. But this is the back of the wardrobe in place now. You'll notice that I've left a gap at the top for ventilation. It had nothing to do with the fact that that was the longest piece of board I had without walking all the way to the workshop, and I can't be bothered to do that. It's purely for ventilation purposes. And to prove it, under here, I'm going to also drill some holes out for added ventilation. But that's kind of how it looks at the moment. So I'm going to go and watch a bit of the rugby, and I've got my cooking to do tonight, so you'll have to catch up with me later to see how I get on with that delicious salmon meal. Until then, hope you guys are well. Bye bye.